Have you ever wondered how to connect two sentences smoothly without repeating information? That's where relative clauses come in. In this lesson, I'll show you how to use defining relative clauses correctly so you can sound more natural and fluent in English. Let's get started. So first of all, let's have a quick look at the pronouns and adverbs. For people, we use who or that for the subject, and whom, who or that for the object. If you're confused about the difference between subjects and objects, don't worry, because I will explain that shortly. For possessive forms, we use whose. For things or animals, we use which or that for the subject, and also which or that for the object. And whose is also the possessive form. For places, we use where, and for times, we use when. Okay, so a defining relative clause adds essential information to a noun. We can use that, but we don't use commas. So you can think of a defining relative clause as it's basically an adjective phrase. It describes the noun that it follows. And let's start by looking at people, and we're going to talk about subjects first. And we use who or that. She is the doctor who treated my grandfather. Or, she's the doctor that treated my grandfather. Now, this is defining. It gives essential information. If you just said, she's the doctor, which doctor? Who are you talking about? So, who treated my grandfather tells us which doctor we're talking about. And how do we know that this is a subject? Well, if you ask a question, who treated my grandfather? And in the answer, she treated my grandfather. If in the answer you use a subject pronoun like I, we, you, they, or he, she, or it, then you know that you're dealing with a subject. The person that called you is my PA. Remember PA? PA is personal assistant. The person is my PA. Which person? The person who called you. Who called you? They called you. So we use they when we don't know the gender of the person we're talking about, or it's not relevant. So they called you. Now let's have a look at some object clauses so you can see the difference. So here we use whom, that, or who. He's the man whom I met at the conference. Or, he's the man that I met at the conference. Or, he's the man who I met at the conference. Now, I've put them in this order with whom first, because whom is, strictly speaking, the most correct. And if you're in a formal situation, you should use whom. Nowadays, many people use who. There are those that consider it to be incorrect, but it's not. It's perfectly fine to use it, but just not in formal contexts. Now you'll notice that I've put the pronouns here in brackets. So this is because when the pronoun refers to the object of the clause, we can omit it. We don't have to say it. So we can just say, he's the man I met at the conference. He's the man I met at the conference. He's the man, which man? I met at the conference. So here, this is essential information. And how do we know that we're dealing with an object? Well, I met him. So again, if we ask the question, who did I meet? I met him. I am the subject. He is the object. One more example. Is that the couple whom you saw on the train? So again, essential information. Is that the couple? Which couple? The couple whom you saw on the train. You saw them. Who did you see? Them. Object. Now let's look at some examples with things or animals, where the animal or thing is the subject of the clause. So we use which or that. That's the dog which saved its owner from the fire. Again, essential. That's the dog. Which dog? The dog that saved its owner from the fire. Who saved its owner? It saved them. So we've got a subject here, it. The car that crashed into the tree was badly damaged. The car was badly damaged. Which car are we talking about? The car that crashed into the tree. What crashed into the tree? It crashed into the tree. So this is a subject, the doer of the action. Okay, now let's see some objects. And in this case, we still use which or that. It doesn't make any difference in the case of things or animals. The car that he drives is electric. So this is where it makes a difference. You can see in brackets, because if it's the object, we can omit it. So the car is electric. Which car? The car he drives. He drives it. What does he drive? He drives it. Have you seen the keys that I left on the table? Or have you seen the keys I left on the table? Have you seen the keys? Which keys? The keys I left on the table. Essential information. What did I leave on the table? I left them on the table. I am the subject. Them, the keys, is the object. Okay, now let's talk about possession. If you're finding this lesson helpful and want more structured learning, then this is just one of over 50 lessons in my Intermediate English Master course. I'll put the link down below and I'll share more details at the end. Whose? She's the teacher whose classes are always interesting. So again, if we said, she's the teacher, okay, which teacher? The teacher whose classes are always interesting. And how do we know we're talking about possession here? Well, whose classes are always interesting? Turn it into a question. Her classes are always interesting. So if we answer with a possessive form, then we know we need to use whose. So possessives are his, her, our, their, its. A vet is someone whose job is to care for animals. A vet is someone? Okay. More information, please. Someone whose job is to care for animals. Whose job is to care for animals? Their job is to care for animals. Now, I just want to point out a common mistake. Whose versus whose. So they're pronounced exactly the same way. Whose, whose. How do we know the difference? Well, he's the manager who's retiring soon. He's the manager whose father is retiring soon. So if you're not sure whether you should be using whose or whose, ask yourself a question. So, who's retiring soon? Who? Who's retiring soon? He is retiring soon. If your answer is with a subject, then you use who. Who is, shortened to whose. Whose father is retiring soon? His father is retiring soon. So if you can answer the question using a possessive form, then use whose. Okay, now let's talk about time. And we use when or that. Christmas is the time when I see my family. Christmas is the time that I see my family. Or you can omit when we're talking about time and say, Christmas is the time I see my family. And again, if you say Christmas is the time, which time? So we're giving essential information here. And how do we know that we're talking about a time? Well, if you can answer the question with then. When do I see my family? I see my family then. 2013 was the year I moved to Spain. 2013 was the year. What year? The year I moved to Spain. When did I move to Spain? I moved to Spain then. Okay, finally, we're going to have a look at place. Where? I went to see the place where they made the film. I went to the place. What place? So, essential information. Where did they make the film? They made the film there. So, if you can answer the question with there, use where. Final example. She lives in the village where I grew up. She lives in the village. What village? The village where I grew up. Where did I grow up? I grew up there. Now, one thing that people find really confusing about these defining relative clauses is when to use where and when to use which for a place. So I'm going to show you now. The cafe where I meet my colleagues for lunch is closing. The cafe which is closing is where I meet my colleagues for lunch. So both of these are talking about the cafe, a place. So how do we know whether to use where or which? You have to ask yourself the question. So I meet my colleagues for lunch. Where do I meet my colleagues for lunch? I meet my colleagues there. So if you can answer with there, use where. The cafe which is closing. What's closing? It is closing. Okay, so you wouldn't say there is closing. So we use which. Okay, one more example. That's the office where I worked as a PA. That's the office which I hated. So in the first one, I worked as a PA. Where did I work as a PA? I worked as a PA there. Which I hated. What did I hate? I hated it. So here we have it, we use which. If you found this lesson helpful and want to learn more about English grammar, as well as vocabulary, pronunciation, and listening comprehension, then check out my intermediate English course. There's also downloadable PDFs and exercises, and you get my support throughout. I'll put the link down below in the description. And if you liked the video, then please like and subscribe for more. See you in the next video.